He's a big quarterback that, we haven't had a whole bunch of those in the SWAC, but he's a 6'4", 220-pound guy that can shake off tacklers and be strong in the pocket.
Hello, I'm Rob J. with JSU TV, and we welcome you to the very first signing class for Jackson State head football coach John Hendrick. It is the early signing period of National Signing Day. And, Coach, how did everything go today?
I think it went well. We addressed some needs that we have. Would like to have addressed some in a little bit better, but we did address all the needs, and I think we put together a pretty good class.
All right, we take a look at all 5 signees for Jackson State today. And first up is Raheem Wilson. Raheem Wilson is a 6'3", 305-pound offensive lineman out of Trinity Valley Community College. Coach, what can you tell us about Raheem Wilson?
Well, Raheem is a young man that gives us a little bit more athleticism on the offensive line and versatility also. Raheem is a guy that can play all 3 positions along the offensive line, center, both guards, and tackle. He's a guy that's explosive, great feet, great pad level, can bend. He's when you go look for offensive linemen, Raheem is the kind of guy you want because he can create power, because he can bend it off all 3 areas of his body, his hips, his knees, and his ankles. And he's a guy that we really think is going to upgrade us and help us immensely along the offensive line. And that was our charge this year, trying to improve the offense. We want to improve our offensive line and improve our offensive play, and I think it all starts there. Anytime you're dealing in football, you're dealing with what you do up front on the lines, both defense and offense, and Raheem gives us an extra added punch on the offensive line.
All right, that's Raheem Wilson, offensive lineman at Jackson State. Give you a little stats on him. He played in 6 games as a sophomore at Trinity Valley Community College, led the way for an offense that scored an average of 34 points per game and averaged 410 yards of total offense. And he also paved the way for an offense that rushed for an average of 193 yards a game. That team rushed for 17 touchdowns behind big old Raheem Wilson as an offensive lineman. Next up, Coach, is Gregory Williams. He's out of Memphis, Tennessee, and he is 5'9", 190-pound running back. Tell us about him.
You're talking about a combination guy that has a combination of speed, agility, and power. And, we hadn't signed any running backs because we signed that big class a couple years ago. And we were looking to bring in another guy this year. He's a guy that was a freshman at Memphis that decided that he wanted to go somewhere else and play. And we're really fortunate to get him. Was a great player there in Memphis. And is going to come here, and we think he's going to be really, really, really a good prospect for us and a guy that's going to help us a lot on offense this coming season.
I know you have Jordan Johnson. How would he complement him?
Well, both of those guys are very similar. He might be a little step faster than Jordan and a little bigger than Jordan is. And I think those 2 guys will complement each other well, along with the other guys we have in the backfield.
Let's take a look at him. He signed with the University of Memphis out of high school, 3-year performer for head coach Joe Racani at White Station High School. He was a member of the Spartan squad that advanced to 3 straight Tennessee secondary school athletic associations. He is a fine running back. In 2017, in the playoffs opener, he scored a 2-point conversion with no time on the clock for that 29-28 win. So Gregory Williams, a 5'9", 190-pound running back out of the University of Memphis, coming here to Jackson State, and we welcome him to JSU. All right, up next, Coach, Emmanuellehenga. Hope I pronounced his name right. He's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. He is a defensive lineman, 6'5", 270 pounds.
You're talking about a really good player, and it was really a big position of need for us as we lose Malik Hamlin this year. We needed someone who I thought could replace Malik, and Emmanuel is an unbelievable athlete. Emmanuel's a kid that played as a freshman at North Carolina State. Ended up leaving there and moving on and ended up in junior college. We got him out of Northeast. He's a guy that can rush the passer on 3rd down with great effectiveness, and a guy that can play the run. And when you see him, you'll really understand why we recruited him, because he is a good-looking guy. He's well put together.
All right, that is Emmanuellehenga. He was born in the Congo, moved to the United States at the age of 16, and he played 1 season at Northeast Mississippi Community College, where he had 34 tackles, 6 tackles for loss, 3 sacks for 23 yards. As Coach said, he signed with North Carolina State out of high school, and now he is here at Jackson State. And the thing about him, he speaks 4 languages: French, English, and 2 African native languages. And we have a guy at JSU TV named Ed Bishop. He can only speak Pig Latin. All right, Coach. Now, one guy that we're all looking at, everybody's excited about, quarterback Matt Little out of He's out of Western Michigan. Tell us about him.
Matt is a really, really good prospect. Matt was a highly sought-after guy coming out of high school. Ended up in Western Michigan. Ended up having to leave after a year because of mother had some problems, had some other illnesses. So he ended up sitting out for a little time, and we were really fortunate to get him. One of the top prospects in the country when he was coming out of high school. And he's a guy that can throw the ball, and he's athletic enough to run the ball for you. He's going to get you, not going to be the guy that's going to run the ball and get 60, but he's going to get 20 for you on his own read. And I like him, like the way he throws the ball, like his pocket presence, like his leadership ability. And he's a big quarterback that, we haven't had a whole bunch of those in the SWAC, but he's a 6'4", 220-pound guy that can shake off tacklers and be strong in the pocket.
All right, that's Matt Little, the quarterback out of Western Michigan, 6'4", 220 pounds. He, as Coach said, he was a 3-star prospect according to Scout.com, and he is a fantastic football player. One note about him, his grandfather is Manny Minoso, a former Major League Baseball player for the Chicago White Sox. And finally, we want to talk about Vincent Mackintosh, defensive lineman, Coach.
Vincent Mackintosh, wow, he's one of those inside guys on the defensive line that has the great quickness and the fast twitch muscle fiber. Vincent is a guy that I've been recruiting for 2 years. I actually started recruiting him out of Shannon High School 2 years ago, decided to go to junior college, and fortunate enough to get him back this year. And I'm really looking forward to getting Vincent on campus. I told Vincent and his mother today he should have been with me 2 years ago, and he would have been really rolling right now. But I'm glad to have him. He feels, again, avoiding the defensive line, gives us another older guy. And the great thing about Vincent, he has 3 years of eligibility left. So he's really a good get for us.
All right, so that's Vincent Mackintosh, defensive lineman, as Jackson State with 5 signees so far on the day. You expecting more, Coach?
Yeah, we're still waiting on a young man out of Georgia and another young man out of here, out of Shannon High School, linebacker. They're high school guys. They're early entries, and it's been few and far between for us to be able to get those guys. So I'm waiting to see their papers come across the line today.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on this signing class so far, and best of luck to you, Coach.
Thank you very much.